All right, Elle Dawson, that red light is on. It is Friday afternoon, 4:15 here on the East Coast. First and foremost, Elle, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing great. I'm so ready for some fights tomorrow.
I know, finally. It's been so long. We are so spoiled. Like, we go like 3.5 weeks and we're like, the world is ended. Remember the COVID era, like for months? Crazy. But yeah, so pumped. And then to me, Elle, we are 8 days away from UFC 311. Like, that's the thing I feel like you and I want to talk about a lot, because next week we're not going to be doing this because you will be flying out there to Los Angeles. Be careful out there. There's some scary things happening in LA right now, Elle.
I'm honestly kind of wondering if they're going to move it. I don't really know what's happening. I hope not.
There's talks of it.
Did not get insurance on our Airbnb. So
you would assume the UFC would pay for stuff like that, right?
No, definitely not.
Okay. All right. We'll talk about that later. But first and foremost, today, at least for 3-4 hours, and I have some things I do want to talk about it, but Elle Dawson, 3 hours ago, reports came out on multiple platforms. Dude, Mac Life is as big as you get. Mac Life, and to me, MMA Fighting and MMA Junkie are probably the three biggest, I would assume, like just throwing it out there. Mac Life reported, hey, Alex Pereira, Alexander Volkov, UFC 313. You know, it does sound a little crazy, but I do have something to say about that. Whatever. But
Makes
now
sense.
at 4:50, the reports are done. But what's your first niche on hearing that was maybe talked about? A rumor?
No, it makes sense. Like, the heavyweight division is going to be right back where it was a few months ago once John Jones retires again. And it needs life. The heavyweight division needs life, and that life can't just be Tom Aspinall. He needs somebody to fight, Yeah. And honestly, the only guy that makes sense for another title shot after Aspinall and Jones unify the title is Volkov. So, and he's not going to be getting that title shot for a long time, because obviously Jones is going to be taking some time off, just fought.
Yeah.
They're going to negotiate this ridiculous contract.
Who knows if he ever fights again? Ever. Honestly, who knows?
He might not. This might sit on the shelf for all year, but he might not fight again. If he does fight Tom, it might not be till the end of the year. It might not be till the end of 2025. So what is Volkov supposed to do? Sit on the shelf? Honestly. Right. An Alex versus Volkov fight kind of makes sense.
I know.
I do think it's going to be Ankalaev at light heavyweight, but I don't even hate it.
I know. We'll get into there's so much more, but just to answer your question, Sean, yes, I think Elle and I both think Alex and Ankalaev, it's not going to be April, because the big rumor out there for sure, April is going to be Ilya versus Volkanovski 2 in Miami, Florida. So that leads us to May. So that is Alex and Ankalaev in May. So that's kind of where it's at. But I'm going to double down on what you said, Elle. I don't think it's crazy on numerous parts. My two biggest reasons why is, one is Alex Pereira is the most active, best fighter, right? Like, that's his thing. He fights 3-4 times. Doesn't matter if it's 6 weeks apart. That's his thing. He wants to fight. Right. His last fight was in October of last year. So you're saying November, December, January is done, February is booked, March is kind of out there. They said this was the March. April is kind of in a weird way booked. He's not going to co-main event Ilya. So now you're saying May. So to me, just the active part of it, if he doesn't fight at 313, he doesn't fight to May. So that's October to May. That's 8 months. So the most active guy you have, you're putting him on the shelf for 8 months. Seems a little off. Just throwing that out there.
Maybe he needs the break. Maybe he needs the break. He was saving cards left and right all throughout the year.
Yeah. And then also, to my point, so that's the first thing, his activeness. And the second thing is, guys, this man has fought for the middleweight championship. He is now the light heavyweight champion, and he has thrown out there on multiple reports, multiple press conferences, that he does want to tip his toes into the heavyweight division sooner or later. Guys, if Sean Strickland tore his ACL tomorrow and they put in Alex Pereira versus Dricus du Plessis, I wouldn't be shocked. I'd be like, he says he kind of wanted it. And then if, God forbid, if something happened with Jamal Hill and they went Yuri, Alex for the light heavyweight championship. What it is. Like, nothing is crazy out of Alex. That's Alex. Alex and Roundtree, like, that was crazy. Like, that's who Alex Pereira is. Literally, Chimaev fought twice in 1 week in 2 different weight classes. Like, Alex is now the 2024 Chimaev. Like, I don't know why people were bashing the idea. Like, people were bashing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it.
I don't hate it.
I'm honestly at the point, like, Alex Pereira can honestly do whatever he wants and will probably eat it up. Like,
yeah, agree. And the third little thing I saw of it's like, oh, Alexander Volkov doesn't, like, they thought he was such a beast. It's like, no way he would fight Alex. I'm sorry, guys. Volkov is a bigger name and is more pivotal in his division than Roundtree is. Am I wrong on that?
No, I don't disagree. Okay. He's ranked higher. He's been around longer.
Yes.
Yeah. And honestly, like, I don't know why he wouldn't do that. If the other option is sitting on the shelf until you fight for the title, because, like, who really else is there for him right now? He kind of beat everybody, right? He beat everybody in that top 4 or 5. Like, is there anybody left?
Not really. Hey, let's bring it up. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, pull his up. I'm gonna pull his Tapology.
You're gonna pull it up? Yeah, throw it on there. Volkov versus Alex would be very interesting fights, but I agree. Like, I love the fight. Like, I think it's awesome. I know it's a dead rumor, guys. I know, and I know we're in hypothetical. Yeah,
it doesn't make sense, but I like discussing it.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's different too. Like, guys, a week before Usman fought Chimaev, if anyone would have said that would have been the fight, like, we'd be like, what? But they did. That happened. Like,
right.
It's MMA.
All right. So UFC heavyweight rankings. Pull those guys up.
Light heavyweight.
I've got Volkov pulled up. Okay. So the heavyweight rankings, we have number 1 is obviously Tom Aspinall, even though he's actually the interim champ, but he's number 1. Number 2 is Cyril Gane. So I guess, like, he just fought, like, he just lost to Cyril Gane, right? Just fought him. So
he didn't lose, though. He didn't lose that fight, remember?
I agree with you, but you can't have a title shot off of a loss. So
I agree.
If Cyril Gane is next in line, Volkov's just going to sit and wait. So he already fought Gane. He before that he beat Pavlovich, who is number 4. So it goes 2 is Cyril Gane, 3 is Volkov, 4 is Pavlovich. Already fought him. Has he beaten? Actually, has he fought? He lost to Curtis Blades a while ago.
A long time ago, it felt like.
But Curtis Blades is fighting soon, and he might not win, So, like, if Curtis Blades loses to Rizvan here in a few weeks, like, he's not going to.
You got me so high in that guy. You got me so high on them. I'm really
really good. He's really. I just needed you to know he's not a nobody. It's insane. It's insane that he's making his UFC debut against the number 5 ranked guy. I agree, but he's not a nobody.
My twins' birthday is happening next Sunday over the house. We got bounce houses. We got ponies coming over. We got the whole thing. I literally took out the loan on my Riznov bet. I was like, hey, I'm telling you. So if he doesn't win, we have no way to pay for my girl's birthday. So it's on you.
All right. Good to know. All right. So he hasn't fought Curtis Blades since 2020, but he's already booked. Jailton Almeida is number 6.
And wait, he's fighting Spivak at UFC 311. He's fighting next week.
Oh, yeah, he's already booked.
He's on the Grant Dawson card.
Yeah, he's already booked. Never mind. So he's already booked too.
Yeah.
So, and then you have Spivak.
He's fighting Almeida.
Yeah. There's nobody left for Volkov. You got to, like...
The man's going to sit there forever. He's going to sit there.
It kind of makes sense. I guess you could do the winner of one of those for him. That probably makes the most sense if it's not going to be him and Pereira, but I don't even hate it.
And okay. So we're good there. And I guess let's just kind of put a bow on it. It looks like it will be, and it should be. And I think I agree, and I kind of want your take. It should be Alex versus Ankalaev. We need to see that fight, right? Is that kind of where we're at? Okay.
Yeah, that's the fight that makes the most sense next. And like he does deserve it. Like, I know he's not a fan favorite. He doesn't have the
Right.
most exciting style, but he
Right.
has beaten just about everybody else. So
And real quick, if he beats Ankalaev, do you have any name for me next? What would Alex do next if he slices through Ankalaev with a second round TKO? Is there another light heavyweight? Do you want him to move up or down? What would be next for you?
he would honestly, if DDP beats Sean again, I think going back down to fight DDP makes the most sense.
That's crazy.
Because
That's
he
crazy.
just he's been through everybody at light heavyweight, so he
Yeah.
either needs to go up or go down. And I'm not as excited about the fights for him at heavyweight as I am about the fights at middleweight. You know,
Ooh. If you saw an Alex Pereira
I want to
poster
see
versus
it.
John Jones, come on.
No, I mean, yes, like a double champ fight, like yes,
Yeah.
that's exciting. But at the same
Have
time,
to.
I just think if he was going to make like a more permanent change to one or the other, I'd rather it be middleweight.
No, I agree with that because to me, I don't know if you've seen lately, the middleweight division's awesome. Like 1 through 9, it's like it's incredible. Like those guys can flip flop. There's a lot of youth in it too. I love middleweight. Back to the heavyweight thing, the same thing. Imagine if Aspinall wrecks John, like they actually do fight and he wrecks him. Again, if he fights Volkov, there's really not a lot of people there for Tom because Tom beat a lot on the way up to him. Tell me an Alex and Tom like trilogy in the heavyweight division for 2026, 2027. It's not just amazing.
No, I'm down to see it. I want to see him at heavyweight, but I also don't think he's gonna be have the size to deal with the guys who can wrestle, you know? So like I think he would do better going back down to middleweight than going up trying to beat
Yeah,
Aspinall or Jones. That's all.
yeah.
You know, like
This is a good one with Sean right here. Olberg. If Olberg gets a win, I
yeah,
believe he does fight on. He has a good fight coming up. I think it's on the Saudi Arabia card, or
I'm trying to remember who he's fighting. Hang on.
and also there's Kaio, right? Kaio, or he's a middleweight, or is he light heavy?
He is
Kaio Barella? No, he's
why
middle.
can't I remember? No, he's middleweight.
Yeah,
He's number 6 at middleweight.
dude, the middleweight division's awesome.
And
It's really
Yolberg's number 6 right now as well.
as light
Oh, he's
heavyweight.
fighting Jan. Derp.
There you go. There you go. That's a good
Oh,
fight. That's a good fight. That's a big fight.
oh, Sean
All
even
right,
said it. Jan or Yolberg. I just saw that. Sorry,
Sean, you're
Sean.
the dude. My fault. My fault. Sean's the man. Okay, more news today that broke around 2 hours ago. We just talked to Joe Pfeiffer, who is card. Did your screen just go black?
No, you froze for a second though. I'm good. You're still kind of frozen though. Oh no.
Yeah, we're having
Do you need me to take you out and bring you back in?
our screens went black. Elle, come back when you can. So well, the Mexico City, what I was saying, Joe Pfeiffer was just on this show a couple of days ago, and he was talking about Kevin Gastelum. You're back, Elle? Oh, okay, my fault. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. Those technical difficulties. Um, UFC Mexico City. We just talked to Joe Pfeiffer. He's fighting Kevin Gastelum. We didn't know what the main event was. There was a couple fights being rumored about that. They just announced it an hour and a half ago. Probably a featherweight, title eliminator between Diego Lopez and Yair Rodriguez. Love, 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 love this fight. Amazing. Perfect. Yeah. Morano. Ooh, I'm not sure about that. Yeah, dude. Me too. Just mentally, yeah, yeah. Just I agree. Totally agree. Totally agree. Totally agree. Like, that's kind of like Diego's thing. His thing is like, hey, I'm coming at you. If you like full blast, I'm pushing the turbo button on unlimited times. But sooner or later in the video game, your turbo runs out. Like, he kind of runs out of gas, like you said, the third. Imagine Yair in the fourth. Imagine him in the early fifth. I think it's crazy. Got some more stowed in. Right. Yeah. No, I concur. I concur. It's weird. I think Diego will definitely be the betting favorite. He is definitely the hot name. One of the most, I think, underrated years of 2024. Everyone had their fight of the year. It was Alex or Ilya. Some people threw out Buckley and stuff like that. Dude, Diego Lopez had a banger 2024. So he should be the betting favorite. But Yair, like, it's funny. He's one of those guys too that if he's on, like if he like you can just tell through a minute into the fight, you're like, oh, yeah, this is something. So great fight. It's a great main event for a fight night. Like, I love fights like this. I don't know if you just saw that Gilbert Burns and Michael Morales was just announced too late last night. That's gonna be on the pay-per-view. I think he knows he's got he's got a couple more left. He's got a couple more left. Yeah. He's got a couple more left. I hate to say it. I love Michael Morales in that fight. I thought about this too, Ellen. Real quick, I want your 2 cents on it. The welterweight division for 2 years, I feel like we've seen this, the boogeyman of Shavkat. We've seen Ian Gary. We've heard Jack Della Maddalena, and of course Sean Brady. We've seen this new class. Michael Morales could be that guy. He could be the one out of all that youth in the welterweight division. Like, I love that kid. Neil Magny, Max Griffin. Yeah. Oh, for sure. Elle, try to come out and come back in. I don't know if you can see that. Someone said they can't hear you or see you. So just this, yeah, there you go. We're trying, guys. Hey, it's Friday. Maybe the internet here doesn't know what we should be doing, but I don't know if you guys can notice a little bit. I know it looks a little similar, but we are doing some things here in the studio. We are doing some things very exciting. All right, Elle's coming back. Let's see. Thank you, Sean, for helping us out.
They did tell me that they're working on our Wi-Fi, so maybe they're messing with the towers right now. That tiny.
I thought it was me because, like, I moved. Like I said,
I thought it was you too because I was like, I am good. I look fine. You're the one that keeps getting fuzzy over there, but it must be my computer.
I love it. Well, cool. I think, yeah. The long story short, we love Michael Morales and Gilbert Burns. That's a great fight. I think it's very similar to the Yair and Lopez. It's kind of the next up and coming, probably title challenger, maybe in the near future against a guy like that. It's been like that the whole last 2 minutes. Seemed like Dave was talking to himself.
I'm so sad. I had a lot of great things to say.
That was like Elle's best take ever. I was going to make a video of it.
Can you hear me now, Sean? That's actually hilarious.
Yeah. I think you're good now. Okay. Anything from the weigh-ins today? Did you see anything about the weigh-ins today? Did you see how I thought Dern and Ribas looked really good? Yeah. Did anything of that nature? Did anything from the weigh-ins persuade you on any fight? I should ask.
No, okay. There wasn't anything like glaringly big to me. I didn't think. Okay. Yeah, no. I still feel about how I felt before. Okay.
Who
I think they look really good, but.
There's 2 fights. I love your take because I like the underdog in both of them, and I don't know if I'm doing that just to do it. C-Rod, Christian Rodriguez, who beat Rojas Jr., kind of a thing. He's fighting Bashi, who's kind of that 13-0 prospect. But Bashi's the big-time betting favorite. I'm kind of confused by it. I think C-Rod's like solid. He's really solid. I don't think he's ever going to be a title challenger by any means. But for your first fight,
it's a tough one.
Yeah, right? Like, I like C-Rod in that spot.
I don't hate that, actually. How big of a favorite is Bashi?
Minus 300, minus 280.
Oh, wow. Big. Yeah. It's not huge, but decent. Like, pretty solid. It's hard when you haven't seen what guys do in the UFC. He does have some good wins outside the UFC, though.
Yeah.
He has a couple. He beat Askar, who's got a good record.
He's a good fighter. I've actually seen him live.
He's 14-4 now is his record. So like good, solid record. 7-3. Oh, he beat Joe Penfield. He's not like, he has a couple guys with not great records on there, like 15-23, 9-6.
It's another level. It's a big jump.
But it's hard to find, like, it doesn't look like he's trying to pad his record. Like the guys who fight in certain regions of the US that I won't name, you can see it. You can see, like, you go through their records, like they fought the same guy with who's 2-17 3 times. Like, it doesn't look like he was trying. It looks like they probably just couldn't find anybody else, you know? Yeah. So he's obviously fought tough guys outside the UFC, but like Christian Rodriguez gave Isaac Dolgarian a really good fight. You know,
he won via split decision. He beat him.
Didn't though. He should.
I'm just saying in the record book.
But he did, and it was incredibly close. It was a very
close fight.
Isaac is like a hell of a wrestler, like phenomenal wrestler. So it's I don't know. It's hard when you haven't seen what they're capable of yet at that level, you know? Like, I don't think it's bad to sprinkle a little on him at what is he, plus?
I think I got him at plus 220. I think he's lower now. I think he's kind of getting trendy, but I think it was plus 180 was the last time I saw. But I had him at plus 220 earlier.
You can sprinkle it. I got to address this. This is not a Ravens shirt, guys. This is my buddy's. My buddy is a coach at a high school in Pittsburgh, Kansas. It is Pittsburgh Wrestling.
I say this all the time.
I don't know any of these teams, David. Elle, I don't know who is playing who.
Let me finish my story.
I plead ignorance.
No.
I don't know
any person told me this.
Names. I don't know their colors.
Your kids will give you your highest highs and sometimes your lowest lows. Elle, sometimes you give me my highest highs and you give me my lowest lows.
I'm going to tell your kids to root again. I'm going to be like, hey, you need to go up to your dad today and say, go Ravens.
No one. Big weekend, though, in football. Big weekend.
Is it?
So that's one. The other underdog, I like, dude, Chris Curtis has never lost 2 fights in a row ever. Like, he's fighting Roman Kopylov. He just coming off that loss against Brendan Allen. Great fight, by the way. Maybe a lot of people thought he won. Chris Curtis plus 180, plus 200. I'm in.
Oh, no, I like it. I like it. Kopylov is such a wild card for me.
I know.
He's one of those guys that I really want to be better than he is.
And he's not. He's really not.
He struggled so much with like Anthony Hernandez, but he mixes, like Hernandez mixes things up really well. Very different style from Chris Curtis, obviously. My only concern with Chris Curtis is sometimes he's a little bit of a slow, like he doesn't throw out as much volume sometimes, you know? And Kopylov is a really phenomenal striker. So
you think he's going to steal the first round, or you think he can stop Curtis in the first 4 minutes and kind of
that's the thing is I don't think he's knocking out Curtis. I think Curtis he's hard to hit clean. Like he does it similar to the way Sean Strickland fights that like little Philly shell. And like they're just good at they might get hit, but it glances off, you know, like they never get hit super clean where it matters. And so I think he'll have a hard time putting him away. And if Chris Curtis can just kind of chip away, I think it's going to be a really close fight. I think Chris Curtis has a curse of having really close fights.
Oh, but he's due.
Brendan Allen.
He's due for the split decision win. He's due. And like I said, these are underdogs. I'm not saying these are guarantees. To me, both guys, Give me good veteran guys, Curtis and C-Rod, never going to be world champions, but just they're going to be around the UFC, I think, for a long time. Win 2, lose 1, lose 1. You know, like these are really good, talented MMA fighters against guys that would maybe a little bit more buzz around their name, but who I haven't seen that yet. I haven't seen those longevities of goodness that the other two.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I did hear about this. I saw Russian spy rumors. I don't know. If you train with Russians, they know other Russians. Like, I feel like that's something you kind of have to be prepared for in the MMA world. I feel like most of them know each other. Most of them have trained together.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if there's truth to that or not, you know.
I don't disagree. All right, last 5 minutes. We'll run for the week. UFC 311 is next week. Like I said, we won't be doing our live show on Tuesday afternoon. Maybe we'll get together at a different time, but for sure, Tuesday for 2 hours, we will not be live. I love this card. Absolutely. I'm so pumped. And maybe it's a little bit because the pay-per-views have went away for a while. Of course, Grant's fighting on the card. There's great prelims. Kano's fighting on the card versus Benel Dariush. Heavyweights are on the card. The co-main is awesome. A championship co-main, a main event with Islam. It's stacked. There's just great everywhere.
No, it's an amazing card. It really is. Peyton Talbot
fighting
Raoni Barcelos, who is a guy I love. Like, Raoni Barcelos has been around so long. I know he's getting old, but I always want to root for that guy. I'm such a fan of him. You have SD Dumas is on there. We've got a lot of great prelim fights, a lot of exciting fighters. You know, I'm pumped for it. Oh, Rinya Nakamura. That is a prelim fighter you need to watch out for.
There you go.
Dude,
look at that.
Incredible. Like, this dude's insane. So Rinya trains at ATT as well. He's a Japanese fighter. He's like in the most ridiculous shape of any person. He looks like an anime character. Like, he doesn't look like a real person.
Yeah.
He should be in Dragon Ball Z. And he has just like crazy work ethic, crazy flexibility, just a phenomenal fighter. Really excited. And I like the guy he's fighting too, Gafurov. He's really tough. He's well-rounded. I think it's going to be really cool. Really cool fight.
I love it. I'm telling you, Elle, we want some selfie videos of you out there in LA in front of the
With the fires going in the back.
Hopefully not, Elle. Hopefully not. But hopefully
I don't know if they're going to if they might move it. I haven't heard anything, so I hope not. But yeah, I don't really know. But people have been asking the UFC, are you going to move the card? And their response has just kind of been, well, we have Vegas if we need it. Right. I'm like, can we know now? Because
it's crazy.
Got a lot of money tied up in flights and whatnot, you know? So hopefully
it is, Greg. It's a little bit of everything. It's such a great card. We'll get some more stuff about does Elle have any updates on Dakota? Whoa.
Which Dakota? Girl Dakota, boy Dakota?
I would assume Ditcheva. I would assume.
Probably Dakota Ditcheva. Like, updates on what exactly? I mean, the PFL doesn't even know what they're doing yet, clearly.
I know.
So we'll get into that too, for sure. We got to touch on that.
Okay, talk about we got 3 minutes. I do have to bounce.
Okay. No, I do think Dakota's coming back to Florida soon. She's in Dubai right now. So
I saw that. Looks like she's having the best time ever.
She loves it there. She said it's a super cool place to travel to. So she's heading there, and then she's heading back to Florida. So hopefully we'll see her soon.
What's your take on the last kind of 48 hours from the PFL, Elle?
I'm not surprised at all. I think it's a necessary decision if they want to stay afloat. I don't think they have the money to keep this tournament running. I don't think they've had it for a while, to be completely honest. I think they're getting it from other places. You know, I know they had to lay off some people last year. I'm not surprised at all. And I want to see more MMA that's not the UFC. Yes, the UFC is the best.
Me too.
They do the best. But I want more out there. I don't want the sport to die outside the UFC, because when that happens, regional shows die. And when regional shows die, the whole sport suffers. Yeah. Why can't we just follow the UFC's blueprint? Why do we have to try and do it better? Guys, it is not that bad working for the UFC. My husband has been doing it for years. We live a wonderful, beautiful, comfortable life. We do not work. We do things we want to do. It is, I understand that there are some people that probably aren't making super good money with the UFC. It's a sport. if you get $1 million contract with, I don't know how football works, you know that, but I'm assuming I'm right on this. If you get $1 million contract and you play 2 games and you just poop the bed or you get injured, I'm assuming if you don't play all season, you probably don't get paid, right, Dave?
No, they actually you get paid for the year. So you do if you get hurt, that's just a part of the business, and you do
You
get
still get paid?
yeah,
Okay.
you get paid $1 million.
So, I don't
What
know.
the NFL can do
But then they probably drop you the next year, right?
yes, they could
And
drop.
if
I
you
was just going to
spend
say
all
that
your money, you spend all your money.
in
Like,
baseball and basketball, they're kind of guaranteed. If you sign someone for 3 years and they tore their Achilles for a year and a half, you still pay them that man. In
really?
football, they can cut you. It's a little bit
That's what I was asking. So they
Right.
can cut you though, right?
Yes,
And
but
they
you
don't
still
have to
get it
pay
for
you
the
out.
year that you got injured.
Okay.
That first year.
But they
You know what I
can
mean?
cut you there. So
Yes.
it's if you lose fights, you get cut. If
Yeah.
you don't win fights, your contract doesn't go up. Like it's part of the sport, and it's not like there's no money guaranteed. This is a very high risk career. The UFC is still doing it better than anybody else in the world, guys. Chase Hooper
By
said it
far.
best. Like,
Yeah.
Chase Hooper laid it out, and I'm really glad he did, because I understand, like, yes, people want to make more. I get it. Like, people want benefits. I don't disagree that that's an issue, but I don't know that the best way to fix it is for us to just throw hundreds of millions of dollars at fighters, because clearly that's not working either. And now those fighters that might have had opportunities for decades in PFL may not, fighters that might have had opportunities for decades in Bellator probably aren't going to, because we're probably not going to see that many more Bellator fights.
Yeah. And we talked about this for so long, and I literally have talked to Grant man to man about this. It's like one of those things, if you just win fights, and I know I'm not trying to get too I know that's oh, no, it's easy just to say that. But if you win fights like Bilal Muhammad or Aljamain Sterling, you'll become rich. These guys are world champions. They make $750, $1 million a fight. If you win fights, it's a hard sport. So I'm not saying everyone can't do that, but it's
but that's how life is. Not everybody's cut out to be
yes,
Apple
Greg,
CEO.
100%. Yes, they are winning this week.
Not everybody's cut out to be major corporate CEOs, and so they aren't going to make what those guys make. That's part of life. And I think people assume that the only people making really good money in the UFC are Conor. They think that's 2 fighters and everybody else is making just trash.
Crazy.
It's really not like that. Yes, when you first get in, it's hard. Yeah. Grant still worked when he first got in, because you don't.
But that's almost every business. Almost every business.
I agree.
Amanda Nunes is fine. She's fine. She doesn't have to work ever again in her life.
Yeah, it's kind of it's not as bad as people want it to be, if that makes sense.
Nope,
there are some issues. There are some issues. I wish there was health coverage. Yeah, I think that could be an improvement, but I don't know what that changes from a tax perspective, because we're self-employed. We're independent contractors. We pay our taxes after we get paid. Is how fighters. I don't know how it works with the NFL or the NBA or anything like that, to be honest. Like I said, clearly I know nothing about football. So MMA is the only sport that matters, guys.
But you know to wear the wrong color. Can you wear blue? Where's my Buffalo Bills?
You gotta tell me these things ahead of time. I don't even know who's playing. I don't even know who's on the schedule.
That's the colors: red, white, and blue.
So I'm only allowed to wear those colors every day. What about when we go into basketball season? Don't you like a different team?
I like the New York Knicks, who's blue, orange, and white. That's the Josh Allen. That's the Bills.
Yeah, I don't even know when the season ends. I don't know when I have to switch to orange instead of red.
This is the time, though. I need your support for the Bills postseason. This is it. The next month is everything else.
I will say this. I have never had a lot of a desire to go to a football game, but I saw on ESPN's Instagram the Buffalo Bills stadium food looks top notch. They have these waffle fry trays, and half of it is flavored for the Bills, and then half of it's flavored for the opposing team. They look fan freaking tastic. Those French fries would definitely get me to a football game. I would do that.
These are their jerseys throughout the years. Okay,
I don't know if I have a red and blue shirt.
I'll send you one. Okay?
I'm just gonna get American flag everything. Then you can't say anything to me.
There you go.
I'm
Red, white,
only
and
going to
blue.
wear Trump shirts for the rest of
Yeah,
the
this has probably been my favorite conversation of all time on Under the Fight Bananas banner, but I do have to run. It's Friday. I got a great family to take care of. It's time to circle the wagons. Greg, you're 100% right. Elle, have the best weekend ever. We'll talk to you soon. I want selfie videos with you and Marab talking junk to Umar, okay?
I'm going to try and say hi to Marab. He seems cool.
Dude,
I feel like he might say hi to me.
Yeah, I think he would be very down to hang out with Grant and Elle. But I got Marab winning on next Saturday. I think I got Islam, Marab, and Moicano in the big three. I think that's my
You're wrong about one of those, but I'm with you on the other two.
All right. Well, people are saying stay safe in LA. Elle, you're the best.
Guys.
Have a great weekend. What a good weekend it was. Fight Bananas. We are back. A ton of content Monday morning. Ryan Gerald's got a really good interview. Sunday morning, do we have something cool, Elle?
We have the very first ever Sunday morning brew. I messed it up again. We have the very first ever Sunday morning brew with myself and Jillian Robertson as my brand new co-host. 10 a.m. Eastern. Be there.
Cutting that up. All right, guys, have a great weekend. Enjoy the fights tomorrow. We'll talk to you guys later.